We're happy to welcome Jill Spiegel, who is the president of the PGA Tour Superstores. Uh, just recently took over that position, but already leaving her mark on the giant golf retail. Jill, welcome to Back Nine Report.
Thank you, Fred. Happy to be here.
So you are a Michigan native. Of course, we do the Michigan, Ohio, and Indiana golf journals as well as Back Down Report. So Michigan's one of our favorite places. Actually, tell us a little bit about growing up in Michigan and how you got started playing golf.
Yeah, well, I grew up in the suburbs of Detroit, and my parents were big golfers. I was more of a swimmer and a runner, but my mom encouraged me to take up golf when I was a teenager, which I did. And then I kind of put it on the back burner for a bit while I was raising my kids. And now doing what I do for a living, I play a lot, and I have my family playing too. So yeah, I lived in Michigan. I went to Michigan State, and I left right after college to move to Atlanta to work for a department store here called Riches. And I've been here ever since. So, I've been in Atlanta my whole adult life. I still call Michigan home. I love it. I still have a lot of family there. And I get home quite a bit.
Very cool. Well, as you know, we have some great places here in Michigan to play golf, and a lot of golfers in around the state, as well as in Ohio and Indiana, are marketing areas. So, you also have some new stores, and you have stores in Ohio, Indiana, and Michigan. Can you talk a little bit about those?
Yeah, we have a store in Dublin, Ohio, Columbus, which has done really, really well. We opened that store in 2020, in the middle of COVID. And we have a store in Indianapolis, which is also doing really well in the Castleton area, or Carmel, I think it's called. So we're not in Michigan yet. We will be. And we know it's a top 5 golf state, and it's on our radar. We haven't announced a store there at this point, but we're looking at it.
So, PGA Tour Superstore is kind of like I don't know what the Walmart for golfers, right? I mean, if you need it, you've got it, right?
Yep, yep. And we cater to everybody, good, better, best. And the PGA Tour is the name on the front of our building, and we have a great relationship with the tour. And we carry what the pros are wearing and what the pros are playing with. So we carry a lot of high end product, but we also have opening price product as well. So yeah, you have people that come into our stores and they're there for a few hours, looking at the assortments, but also hitting in our hitting bays and it's the Disneyland for golfers, really. A lot of people say that.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's probably a better analogy than what I use. Um, since COVID, and like everybody, online becomes more important. I think your sales have increased, your online sales have increased 91% since 2017. Is that correct?
Actually, much more than that. That's what
Wow.
our total company sales have increased 91%. We actually did more business the first half of 2021 than we did in all of 19. So our company has just about doubled since the start of the pandemic, which is terrific. Our e-commerce business grew like crazy as well. But what's really nice to see is we're hanging on to that e-commerce growth, but our brick and mortar experience is really, really important. And we want to grow e-commerce, but not at the sake of our brick and mortar business. We want to grow both. We want customers coming into our stores, experiencing our putting greens and our hitting bays and our fitting bays as well.
So I think I've read that you're one of the highest placed women in the golf industry or golf related industry businesses. From that standpoint, you have some things that you're keying on and are passionate about for PGA Tour Superstores. One of those are more women in golf and making the store friendly for women consumers, also juniors, and also more with the club fitting and specializing in those kind of areas. Is that correct?
Yeah, you're exactly right. The face of golf is changing quite a bit. 40% of beginners are women, and 25% of all golfers are now women. So that segment of the business is growing. A lot of youth are coming into the game, and a lot of minorities are coming into the game. So we really want to cater to everybody. The golfer today looks a lot different. The average age has dropped significantly. It's now in the mid 40s. And golf is just it's different. It's it's not the typical middle-aged, white man anymore. It's a much different demographic than what it was, which I think is great for the sport. And we really focus on our women's business. We always have, even before this surge. We have huge women's assortments in apparel, footwear, and in clubs. And also we have a really great junior area as well. We want to be the one-stop shop for the entire family.
To continue on that, you have made a real commitment to the first tee. I
Mhm.
think your predecessor, Dick Sullivan, started that program, and you're continuing it on. Can you explain what you're doing with the first tee?
Yeah, we have and Arthur Blank, who is the owner of our company, is extremely involved in this. And we do leadership series in every market where we have a store. And the kids come in and they're trained by our general managers, on different leadership skills. And then we narrow down that group to 40 kids from the first tee, and we send them to Arthur Blank's ranch in Montana, where they have a full week long immersion about the first tee, the values of the first tee. It's 2 different weeks. And then at the end, we award 4 different scholarships for college, which is terrific. And this year, for the first time ever, we're also going to have a first tee summit in Atlanta in June. So we're going to be able to touch even more kids. So it's a terrific program.
Yeah, that's outstanding. You guys are to be commended for that. When I first heard about the program a couple of years ago, I thought, man, this is really good stuff, and it's kudos for you for keeping that going and
Yeah,
growing
and,
that.
and it's not just about, we donate a ton of money to the first tee every year, but it's not just about the donations, it's the involvement with the organization and being part of, the growth of these teens and these young adults. So it's really rewarding, and it's something that we're going to continue to get even more involved in.
That's outstanding. Been speaking with Jill Spiegel, who take over as president of PGA Tour Superstores, a recognized leader in golf retailing and committed to programs like the First Tee and other golf programs, and growing the business with a slant towards more women and juniors involved and things like that. Jill, thank you so much for chatting with us today.
Yeah, thank you, Fred. Nice talking to you.